So let's begin our meditation today by bringing our attention, our awareness fully to this moment. To consciously be right here, right now, in the moment. And to notice what that is. What is it to be present? What is the experience of that? You might notice that your mind is immediately wanting to narrate and make words out of what may be happening. But just for a moment, just be in the experience. No words necessary. Now let's bring our attention, our awareness to our physical body, checking in with the physical body by scanning from head to toe. Once again, noticing what may be happening within your body. Do you experience tension, tightness, disturbance of any kind anywhere in the body? If that is the case, bring attention, awareness into that. Rather than pushing it away, which is what many of us would do normally, bring awareness to that and just be with it. And now relaxing the energy through your body, beginning at your head, neck, shoulders, allowing that relaxed energy to go through your entire body, to the tips of your fingers, to the soles of your feet. Now releasing and letting go wherever possible. And just for a few moments now, let's bring our attention to our breathing. We'll breathe together for 5 counts. On each count, breathing in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth, if that is comfortable. At the top of the in-breath, we will hold for a moment and then breathe out with full awareness on the out-breath. Let's begin breathing in together to the count of 1. Breathing in. Holding the breath for a moment and breathing out. And relax. Breathing in slowly. Holding for a moment and breathing out. And relax. Breathing in to the count of 3. Hold for a moment and breathe out. Relaxing deeply now. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold for a moment and breathe out. And relax. Breathe in to the count of 5. Hold for a moment and breathe out. And relax and notice the sense of peace that is present now. Now bring your attention, your awareness fully within. In the words of Michael Singer, going behind and beyond your thinking mind to the seat of consciousness, the seat of awareness. It is quiet, peaceful, tranquil, stillness. And now abiding in that stillness, experiencing from stillness the remainder of our meditation. It's beginning Let's begin by bringing our attention to how much of our life is ran by our emotion. How we tend to want to suppress the emotions. Michael Singer reminds us there is a sacred place between suppression and expression, and that is pure experience. How in this state, you neither suppress the energy internally nor express it externally. You simply are willing to experience the energy coming from your heart and your mind. Sorrow and joy coming up inside and feeding your soul. They touch you to the deep core of your being. You are not touching them, they are touching you. You do not have to do anything. Again, Mickey reminds us that it is simply a gift God is giving you. Your mind is free to think, your heart is free to feel. And when experiencing rather than thinking, you find a sense of peace, gratitude. He reminds us that this is the way life is meant to be. Now let's contemplate for a moment what normally happens for many of us. We find it difficult to handle thoughts and emotions. We resist them and build a mental world around what's stored in there. How in this state we feel gratitude only when we get what we want or avoid what we do not want. Eventually, sooner or later, we wake up and realize we have work to do. And that work is inside, not outside. That work becomes our daily spiritual practice. In Mickey Singer's words, to get what you really want, joy, love, enthusiasm, and passion for every moment of your life, you need to get these stored patterns out. They are stored patterns. You may see this intellectually, and yet notice how in a very short period of time your mind begins to fight back. Because the inner path does not fit the mind's habitual patterns for how to be okay. The mind's data is based upon past experiences. The mind always believes it is right. And this is part of the predicament. Again, Mickey reminds us to understand that your mind will always think it's right. It is not dumb, it knows exactly what it has experienced. Yet it doesn't know what it didn't experience, which is infinitely larger, much larger body of knowledge. Lao Tzu reflected that a wise man does not argue. Simple reason, you have your mindset, another person has their mindset. Your lifelong data says one thing, their lifelong data says something totally different. You both see it and experience it differently. There's nothing you need to do or can do about that, other than to be humble enough to realize at any given moment, the data you are taking in is less than 0.0001% of what's going on everywhere. It's meaningless. Mickey reminds us it rounds out to 0. In truth, you've had a bunch of 0 breath experiences that add up to 0. A person's mind gets so caught up in itself that it never really wants to look at that truth. Spiritual teachings embrace that truth. They ask you to look at the world in front of you and realize it took billions of years for that exact moment to manifest before you. Honor that. Surrender to that. Accept that. It's not about doing or not doing. It's about surrendering your initial resistance to what is. You see what's there, and then let go of all the stuff that comes up due to stored samskaras, stored wounds. It is inevitable that your mind will start talking about what you like and do not like. Mickey reminds us, do not listen. Why would you listen to that? It's just your personal blockages superimposed on top of reality. You are simply accepting and surrendering to reality. Reality is truth in the moment. It's what's real versus mental impressions from the past. They are simply leftover thoughts. Realize that they are perfectly natural, these mental impressions. Reality comes in, it'll hit your blockages, and your mind is going to talk about it. Be that as it may, you do not have to listen. If you know that your mind does not know what it's talking about, the question is, why would you listen? The personal mind cannot know anything except for the data it has accumulated, collected. That data is nothing compared to the universal set of data it has missed every single moment. Mickey calls it statistically insignificant. Why the mind changes its mind so often. Experience after experience, it views things differently. And yet we keep listening to it anyway. The wise man does not renounce the world. They honor the reality that's unfolding in front of them. A wise person does not renounce the use of their mind. to just don't listen to the personal mind because it's lost in thoughts about itself. The personal mind is not going to solve any problems. It's doing the best it can with the limited data that it has. Its efforts don't generally work out so well. A wise person allows the heart to freely express itself inwardly and yet does not get lost in it. Many people will say, follow your heart. They're not referring to the personal heart because it's all over the place on a day-to-day basis. Mickey reminds us there is a higher heart to follow. Once energy flows past the middle of the fourth chakra, it enters a deeper heart that doesn't change ever. There's a constant upward flow of energy. It can bring waves of bliss, so powerful you can hardly focus outwardly. It moves over you, you settle back into this beautiful peace that surpasses all understanding. The peace you have because you got what you wanted, that's understandable. This peace comes over you and stays for no reason, completely unconditionally. That's what your higher heart has to offer you. The gift of your spiritual heart. To experience this heart, you learn to rise above your personal heart. Noticing that the personal heart is strong and very emotional, it is not easy to pierce through the personal heart. Mickey reminds us it is possible. Begin by checking to see if your heart's expressions are based on current reality or the thoughts in your mind. Thoughts of what went wrong before, what might go wrong in the future. They create emotions that are out of tune with reality. This can create quite a mess. The energies that build up in your heart must have a channel for release. These emotions spill over into your external life and can create quite a disturbance. If your emotions are in harmony with the reality before you, they are generally healthy and support the quality of your life. When both your heart and mind are in harmony with reality, energies don't release outwardly because nothing is blocking them. The power of unblocked energies passing through the lower heart can then be utilized to rise into the higher parts of the heart. Because you neither suppress nor express, the deeper spiritual states begin to unfold. You still contribute to what's happening on the outside, yet your actions are not personal in nature. They become beautiful moment-to-moment interactions with reality, the reality that is serving the flow of life. Reaching this state requires clearing out the samskaras that are blocking the energy flow, and not putting any more in there. To do this, you'll learn to handle your heart. Yes, it takes practice. Just like practicing the piano with sport, anything else. What it requires is a change in attitude. You begin to accept that things are going to happen. They are going to hit your heart, and your mind is going to create thoughts to release the built-up energies. The commitment is to begin being okay with this whole process. The attitude of acceptance is very different from suppressing the emotions and thoughts, or allowing yourself to get lost in them. Honor what the heart is doing, and practice and learn to sit back and relax behind it. Emotions become like a breeze blowing across your face. Nothing to do except experience the experience. Notice and appreciate the work your heart is doing to push out the samskaras that you have collected over many years. Your heart will do the work. All you need to do is allow the purification to take place. In the beginning, it is not easy to relax in the face of what you've spent an entire lifetime avoiding. Yet the reward is love, freedom, constant inspiration. You have already been through so much pain for so little gain. Mickey reminds us, the bottom line is that you are a beautiful being. You are a being of great love, light, and inspiration. You are made in the image of God. The God who created the entire universe exists inside of you. Many of us do not realize that. In the words of the Buddha, all answers are within. In the words of Jesus of Nazareth, the kingdom of God is within you. Rumi, the entire universe is dancing within me. Francis of Assisi said, the one you are looking for is the one who is looking. You get lost thinking that the world outside has to be a certain way for you to be okay. This is the human predicament that Mickey talks about. Nothing is going to change until we learn to live from a deeper place. We have some work to do, and the work is internal. In the words of Rumi, the Persian poet, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today, I am wise, so I am changing myself. This is indeed an inside job. Now let's take a moment to regroup this contemplation meditation in silence.